And welcome to another exciting episode of That's Debatable with Ben and Emily. Today, Thursday, November 6th.
I had to look that up.
Hold on a second. Something weird just happened. Some error came up. Are we even live right now?
I hope not.
Gosh. Yeah, we may have to start this over. Well, I don't know. I think we are.
Okay, I like it. We're gonna roll with the punches.
Play
You know, we
real.
can do this whole thing just for us, even if we're not live.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to just load it onto my phone, and it's just going, like, not loading.
Oh yeah, mine's not loading either. It's a terrible place for me to my face to freeze too.
All right.
Oh, I think we're good now.
Oh, okay. What? Dave Wilson says, yes, you are.
Happy Monday.
Okay, I just got like a huge, as soon as I hit live, all of a sudden this huge error message came up, and you're not being brought. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, hey, listen, on tap today, we'll be discussing our debate of the day. We'll play another round of Sign or Veto, as well as sharing each of our unpopular opinions of the day. All that and more in this jam-packed episode of That's Debatable with Ben and Emily. For DrydenWare.com, I'm Ben Dryden. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, North of 8 Design and Marketing founder, Emily Gall. Emily, good morning.
Good morning. The bar is low. We can only go up from here. Pressure's off.
You think, yeah, I don't know. I still feel like there's an error, but that's all right. The recording will still be out there. So that's just really bizarre. I wonder if it's because we're like streaming to both Facebook and YouTube and it's causing a problem.
Well, I just want you to know that my dog just saw the deer that has been walking around the house all morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to hope that they understand that they're a lot smaller and barking won't help.
So you're saying walking around the house is in like not around the house inside, but around the house, you know?
Oh, no,
outside.
But outside, but that would be really cool, actually.
Yeah. All right. So how have things been going? It's been a month.
Yeah, it's been a heavy month. I feel like there's been a lot going on nationally and locally. We've got all these SNAP benefits things happening. That's really been sort of taking a lot of the oxygen in my brain. That's what I got. What's on your mind?
Nothing. That's why I love these shows. Right now, it's just great. We just talk about whatever we want to talk about.
I love it. Can my dog?
This show's already a dumpster fire, so yeah, might as well. Just go right ahead.
I know. Okay, I promise I'll be right back.
Okay.
Ben, you gotta keep this going for me.
Yeah, I'll just wait for you. Nobody's watching anyway, because I don't think they can, except Dave Wilson. Hey, Dave. Good morning. How are you, buddy?
Okay, I'm coming back.
Okay.
I'm coming back. I've got the watchdog.
Uh-oh.
Her name is Cookie.
Oh, it looks like a cookie.
Yes.
Aw.
Anyway, okay, so we're just going to hold her for a second and keep this thing going. But anyway, okay, so nothing's on your mind.
No, I want to talk about the SNAP stuff you were just talking about.
Yeah, it's a problem. I know, like, I don't want to get political because I think we can all agree that, like, both of our political parties have a big hand in what's going on. But yeah, we have SNAP benefits in a really like uncertain place right now. I know in Burnett County, we've got over 2,000 individuals who receive SNAP benefits. On average, it's like $187 per person, right? That they're missing in like one of the most expensive times of the year. It's just really like, it's keeping me up at night. Like I can't afford groceries. So how do people who already experience food insecurity, how are they gonna make this happen?
Okay, so what is you said you have 2,000 in Burnett County.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? Or is there a plan, or is it just, no, that's who are being impacted right now?
Yeah, so I'm doing my best. I think the threat has left. So I think she can go now. Okay. I'm doing my best. So I've been calling like the food pantries and the food shelves, family resource centers, just asking, trying to figure out what they need, what's the best thing for individuals and perhaps even like at a county level, how we can best support people through this. And what I'm learning is this SNAP benefit delay is like kind of like pulling the curtain back on a significant issue of food insecurity in our communities. So like the Grantsburg Food Pantry, I just talked to him a couple days ago, and he said that like 6 years ago he was supporting 13 families, and today it's like 43 or 42. So like in the span of 6 years, we've, quick math, almost quadrupled almost quadrupled our, the amount of families needing this type of support. I drive by the Webster Food Pantry carrying hands on my way to the county board meetings, which I think is really powerful. It's the same time on Thursdays as our county board meetings. That line can stretch 3/4 of a mile, people waiting to pick up food. It's a significant issue, and I'm hoping that like in the short term we can help triage what's happening, but that we can sort of look to the future and kind of help diagnose and find the problems so that we can create solutions that aren't just reactive. That's my goal.
Well, it's nice that we have those, though.
Food pantries?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And if anyone wants to know, the best thing you can do for food pantries, according to my two local ones, is money. So I know like we all want to give food, and absolutely, if you can give food, give food. But they have every dollar that you can spend at the grocery store, they can take that dollar and they can stretch it 6 times. So they have like resources that they can order from, that may make that dollar stretch a lot farther. So if you're looking to donate to help support families in need, not just during this government shutdown, but into the future, definitely money is the thing that helps our food pantries the
So,
most.
as a board supervisor in Burnett County, have you talked to whomever? I don't remember what committees that you're on. Have you talked to your board chair? Is there anything that we can do during this time, or is that nothing we can really do? This isn't a county thing.
I feel like I'm a little bit of like a thorn in people's side right now, honestly. So our Health and Community Services Committee isn't meeting this month because of scheduling and just like some timing issues with Veterans Day and our county board. And there's not much more that I was told we could do through that committee. So then I started bugging our board chair and our county administrator and our department director, and God bless them for throwing me a bone and just letting me sit in a room and talk to them about some of the priorities that I think I have, and the reason why I joined the county board, which really ultimately is to help people. And I feel like if we can't help, if we can't step in some capacity when people need us the most, then what, maybe that's not a role for me. So that's a kind of a bigger conversation that I think
And what role do you think the county should play in these times?
I think, and I put something out on Facebook about this. I think it needs to be the ultimate resource, right? Like we can message our state legislators until our fingers are bleeding, and we're going to get canned responses. But if you can meet with the people that can connect you to the resources that you need, if you can see them and you can, take up time in their day and, see them at the grocery store and things like that, I think that it's incumbent upon our county leadership to be that stopgap, right? Because where else can people go where their voices can actually be heard, where their concerns individually can be addressed? Like I just feel like that county building becomes such a hub for people who are in need, who are sometimes desperate, people who don't even know what resources are available to them. So I think we need to be sort of that hub of information. And then in the short term, right now, I'm sort of realizing that we can't do all of these like big grand gestures, right? Like I think the city of Superior just created like a $25,000 like fund to help sort of fill the gap for these families. My county can't do that, So our best role right now is likely to support the infrastructure that already exists. So
Mm.
these food banks and pantries and things like that. But then looking to the long term, right? This is a growing issue: food insecurity, affordability. Right? We can talk about that till we're blue in the face. We need to do something so that when these crises come up again, which they will because our government is dysfunctional, we have a plan in place. And so that's really what my like long-term goal is.
So I wonder if that's possibly a having a slush fund type thing for this. So when your finance committee, you just guys went through your budget
Mhm.
that time of the year, where unfortunately that means not unfortunate, but unfortunately that you can't maybe give as much money to certain departments because you want to squirrel away a little bit of money in case of, and you can identify what that would be, including
Yep.
like what this would be. But you're saying is we don't really have that, but maybe we should in the future. So that is something that you can kind of plan
Yeah.
for in the future. You know what you could also do? You can go out and protest.
I love a good protest.
Yes, you do.
You
Yeah,
know me.
maybe that'll change people's minds.
You know me. Well, what the no police protest this last go around, they're getting bigger. They're getting bigger. There's more people.
Right.
Same old talking points like, oh, people shit, we get busted in for these. I've never been paid. Who do I need to talk to?
Oh, that's fine. Again, I think they're a waste of time and they're stupid, but I don't think it changed anybody's minds. But more power to you. All right, so let's move on. What is our debate of the day? What is the big topic here?
Yeah, so it's a little abstract. But I was at a chamber, like a chamber Spooner chamber meeting yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Hold on a second. Gay said I think it's up to 100% right. Yay.
Gay, you
Yes, yes.
have she's teed up our debate of the day
Oh,
better than I
nice.
was gonna.
Fantastic.
Um, but I was at the Spooner chamber meeting and I saw Fitzy
Oh,
there, which
see.
was exciting. I
Yeah.
sat down and I didn't know who he was, and then I was like, wait a second, I know that profile. Um, but people were going around the table and it's sort of, they're talking about all the things that they're doing in their community to help support people, and they're not new things because of the snap shutdown, but like they're things they do every year: food drives, hat and coat drives, things like that. And I'm just like, I was really inspired by our community, and it got me thinking like we have this rugged individualism sort of culture in America, and this like ideal of that, of like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But are we getting too far from the it takes a village sort of thing? So is our individualism, is our independence coming at the cost of our interdependence, our dependence on one another? What do we owe each other?
When you say individualism, what are you referring to? Like capitalism or just
I mean,
selfishness? What when you say individualism? What do you think when you hear that word in this
I,
context?
yeah, I think it's like, if it doesn't serve me, if it doesn't serve me or it's not good for me, I'm not for it. You can't see, like, I think it's very much like a selfish nature that has been sort of, I don't know, just this like constant undercurrent to our politics. I don't want to pay my tax. Like, I don't, like, this person is doing it wrong, I'm doing it right. I don't want my taxes to go to people in, needing SNAP benefits, things like that. Like, there's this sense of like the government needs to stay out of my business and everyone else's business. But at the end of the day, I think that we're here because we evolved with this idea of community, and it takes a village. And now we're all so like individualistic that I worry about that. I worry about, are we a society in decline because of that? Because we don't care about each other anymore.
Well, I mean, we're a very selfish society, that's for certain.
Mm-hmm.
But I can only really look just at our own communities. Um, I'm like a little bit of both of the. It takes a village, because I do believe in that, but I also believe in the pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps. Like for example, when we first had, my goodness grace, that was 26 years ago. We had used WIC, and I think
Mm-hmm.
at one point we were on Badger Care. And that's what it's supposed to be. I'm a big fan of social programs. By the way, if we're kind of getting into that topic of what role does government have versus what role does the community have, I
Mhm.
think it kind of takes both. I love social programs. I think they're absolutely needed. I think right now, if you look at the what is it, 200% of FPL uh, for what people qualify for, essentially welfare and stuff. I think it's like 1 in 4 Wisconsinites right now qualify for that. I think that's wonderful. I would prefer, now I don't know how to do it, but if that is used just to help you, and I've had to use that stuff before. I've had to use my parents before for my dad. Like, Dad, I can't afford this bill. My tires went out or something. I need $500. I've taken absolutely that stuff has happened. That it takes a village, including the government, with these programs. Absolutely right. But at some point, like I don't think anybody wants to live on that, like for the rest of their life. It almost de-incentivizes you to pursue the American dream when you're just it's not there to help. It's there where you get so used to it, and if you offer so much and for so long, next thing you know, that's just what your whole life is going to be now. I can never actually grow out of this.
Mhm.
But if we look at our communities just in rural Northwest Wisconsin, we see this all the time. Communities helping or people helping each other out. I mean,
Yes.
all the time. Look at like Ted Schmidt and all the stuff that he does at Economart because he can. His father, who had unfortunately just recently passed away, all the stuff that guy has done. I see my mom do this. I see my brother do this. We do it. You know this. With even with our advertising in Dryden, where that's how we try to help out. Could we charge more? Should we charge more? Yep, like 4 times as much, but we don't. Why? Because we want to help out these small businesses so they can actually afford it, so they can grow.
Mhm.
Like I think we do that a lot. Now I can't speak for Madison or New York or Miami or anywhere else, but in Northwest Wisconsin, I think it's this combination between the individualism and the it takes a village. That's
So
just
tell me,
my perception.
sure, sure, and I actually I agree with quite a bit of what you said, but tell me why government creates dependency. We can talk about that. I've got ideas. Uh, um, tell me why we are so willing as people to go to the spaghetti benefit
What's
for
a
somebody
spaghetti benefit?
who has cancer,
Oh
like a
sure.
benefit event.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Or we are so willing to donate to somebody's GoFundMe. But when it comes to these social safety net programs, we're put off by them generally. I think most people have some significant complaints about them, and many of them are probably warranted. But what is it about spending our own time and resource, like our time and resources, that's okay, but the government taking a piece of our resources that we've paid to support people, that's not okay. Like, where is that disconnect? Is it because I can see the person that I'm,
Oh, you mean the individual on their willingness to help, or in what way?
yeah.
Listen, I feel you. Tithing, right? I'm a man of faith. Um, Tithing is important, and I had this conversation at one of our recent Bible studies with my mom, my wife, and our kids about. I just don't want to like just give money to a church. Like we don't go to church; we do Bible studies. We used to go to church, but church is just different now. But that's a whole other thing. Just where do you tithe? I don't want to give just here's $100 or $500 or whatever if it's a one time thing or if it's an ongoing thing, and they just use that money to buy new hats for the band, right? I'm like, really, is that where my money's going? And that's stupid on my part because money going to the church is that would be good. That's a blessing no matter what. But I kind of want to actually see the person. Like, okay, do you have a specific project that you need or something that you're working on that we can help fund? Like if you have like a daycare that you offer for free, shoot, man, I will absolutely pay for that. I will tithe to that one thing. I think we'd all like to do that. So,
Well, as you could think about your tithing, like there's an equivalency with taxes, right?
oh,
Like I
that's why
want
I brought it
to,
up. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely right.
Okay. So, but what I don't understand is like the impact of an individual is important and big. Like we cannot undervalue our time and our resources that we give freely to our neighbors. Like that's core to I think what humanity is. But on the scale of what we're talking about, 42 million Americans on SNAP, a healthcare system that costs more than ever and has some of the worst outcomes. And we talk about these social safety net programs. Like, I just don't, like, we as individuals can't make as big of an impact that's needed in this country as the government can. It's not a
So,
free choice.
so what would you like to see happen? What is your view on it?
I think it comes down to empathy. And that's and you know this from all of our conversations over the last couple of years. Like, I am a person whose empathy can sometimes be debilitating. Like, I have spent weekends unable to get out of bed because I can see what's happening in the world, and I can, I see children being bombed, and I just, like, it can be debilitating. But there has to be some happy medium where we are willing to allow our government, and it could change. Like, I'm not saying these programs as they stand right now are good, or they're doing the work that we want them to do, or they can't be improved. Like, I'm not saying any of that. But, like, how can we as taxpayers get more comfortable with the idea that our tax dollars are going to support our friends and neighbors and our fellow American citizens in a way. Like, how can we get more comfortable with that using empathy? Because my mama taught me that I am no better or more important than anybody else on this planet. I don't deserve more.
I would say
I
you're
don't.
just as important as everyone else on this planet. Not as better, but that's just word crafting. There.
Yeah.
Hold on a second, but I don't think anybody has a problem with where that money is going. It's your taxes. Do what you want. I
I,
mean, is that money going to roads somewhere else? Is that helping someone else? I mean, if there are people that have a problem with where their taxes are going, that's one thing. But it's taxes, and that's what they do. They reallocate money to go to certain things. And if Republicans are in office and Democrats, they have different priorities. And but just taxes themselves is fine. I just don't think people want to pay more taxes. I don't think they
even
really
this,
care so much about the taxes that they're currently paying and where that money is going. We just trust the people that are doing it are going to do it right.
well,
And
I
you
don't
can
think
agree or disagree with that, depending on, because you're never going to like everything that they're doing. But I think the issue really is just more of not the I don't like where my taxes are going. It's just don't raise my taxes. I feel like
don't
that's
raise.
probably more common, the
I
latter.
don't know. I'm pretty upset that the one big beautiful bill cut, huge sums of money from the SNAP program. I'm pretty upset by that. I like knowing that my tax dollars are going to programs to support people. I
But
don't
those
like
are
knowing
your
they're going.
priorities,
Yep.
right? And that's the hard part with it. That's why I'm saying, like, we just pay your taxes. And it's going to go to some things that you like and some things that you don't like. But that's really just what your view is. Like, I think more money should go to this place, and they're not spending enough on that, and they
Hmm.
should take money away from this. Well, everybody has that same opinion about a whole bunch of other things. Carol says the root cause is, as biblical prophecy predicted, a great falling away in belief in God at the end of time. All right, so I didn't want to bring it up,
But
but
Carol did.
she did. And then
Carol.
my dad says, "Good morning, Dad, and thanks for everyone for commenting. We have to depend on our government and legislators to spend our money wisely. Unfortunately, this is not happening." Okay, I agree with that. It's not happening. But yeah, I mean, honestly, unless you do like an a la carte
But I
or
think
like
the
a
problem,
priorities that you could kind of pick for, like I want more money. Does that make somebody feel better? Is it really about the person making you feel better about where your money is going, or is it really to help everyone else? I'm not sure. That's interesting.
yeah, I just struggle with, like, I struggle very much with the knowledge that I come off as very naive. I know that. I'm I don't know how to reconcile sort of the hope that I have for things with, like, how I communicate. I'm working on that. Um, like, I understand what Gay was saying. Like, the government creates dependency. Absolutely, it does. Absolutely. If the amount of people I know who can't get another job because if they get another job, they'll lose a benefit and then they end
Yeah.
up backwards.
Yeah.
Like that is by design.
Yeah, that's fundamentally flawed.
Yes, there are issues with our programs, absolutely, but there's also this over maybe overwhelming is not the right word. There's the sense that people who are on Medicaid, who are on WIC and SNAP, are leash off of the system.
Again, who? I don't know those people.
You don't so
I
go
don't know
into
one person.
go
I mean,
in.
I personally don't know one person that feels that way.
Oh, I love that for you.
For me, do you
I
know
do.
individuals, like people that you actually know, that are like,
Yes.
oh man, nope, you don't get any money if you need it, and if you have kids, then nope, they can just starve to death. Really?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
100%.
You
And
need
I
different
know
friends.
I I know a lot of people. And I know people who I am well aware have been recipients of these benefits who turn around and shame people who are on those programs now. Because somewhere in their mind, they deserve them, but the other people don't. And that, I wouldn't say it's the overwhelming amount of people that I know, but like just the other day, I heard somebody say, like, poor people like being poor. Like stuff like that is very cold and lacks empathy. And I think if we come together in a way like where we understand that yes, we have to keep doing the things that we can do for our friends and neighbors, absolutely, but it is still incumbent upon us as a society to care about the people that you will never meet. You'll never know their individual stories. You'll never be able to like pick apart whether or not they deserve, their food benefits. You
Mm.
just have to you just have to trust that as part of a society, it's a requirement. We all do better when we all do better. The ships rise with the tide. There's so many little euphemisms like that that I could spit out right now.
Well, what about if taxes all stayed the same,
Hmm.
and then so instead of your taxes going up universally to go to programs that you don't know where they're really going to go, I mean, you would find out if you wanted to find out exactly where it's all going. But why doesn't all the people who feel that way just say, you know what, I'm going to, because I would be fine with my taxes going up. I'm going to just assume they are, but like by 5%. And even though it's not going to the government, I'm going to take that 5% of my paycheck and I'm going to do something to help my community. That way, it is I get to pick what I want to do to help. So my regular taxes go my regular taxes, but and maybe get a whole bunch of group of people and start this. That we're going to give 5% of our salary no matter how much you make, unless you want to do it in a different structure where the
Hmm.
rich pay more. Do it that way.
I,
Maybe
that's an idea.
just
I
from an
like the
empathy
idea.
standpoint where it makes you feel better for doing it and you're doing it starting locally in your communities.
Yeah, I like the idea. I certainly do. But who's going to do it?
You can. Brian says, given red states are the biggest drain on dependency programs, why do those people overwhelmingly vote against their own interests?
It's a struggle.
But
It's a
I,
struggle. 55% of SNAP beneficiaries come from red states. That doesn't mean they're red voters by any means.
oh, all right.
Um, the One Big Beautiful Bill comes out, and that has these significant cuts to the social safety net programs, but they voted for that, right? And so, like, is the they still deserve to eat,
Yeah,
right? Like there was there was something that came out recently where like this woman posted on Facebook and she needed help and support because she wasn't getting her SNAP benefits. And I was like, we need to do something. Like this is not okay. And then somebody points out to me like on this woman's Facebook page, it's she's very like Trump Republican person,
sure.
and just sends me a screenshot of that. And I said, I don't care. She needs to eat. Her kids need to eat. I don't care. And I think like that's what we have to get back. Like we can't make it a right or left issue. It's a human issue. And if we can all just get back to caring about each other, not just the people that are right in front of you, but the people that you'll never meet, I just think we would all be better off for it instead of like, oh, it inconveniences me. I don't want my tax dollars to go up. I don't XYZ. Like I can be a little inconvenienced so that a family in, deep red Mississippi who's flying an F Joe Biden flag can eat. And I don't care. I would take that on. And I just, I I get so sad when I think about, like, we're all like the culture is just this individualism. We've gotten so far away from taking care of each other on, and that makes me sad. That's where I want to leave it.
And maybe this ties into our sign or veto segment.
Mm.
Because I think I saw there on, do you have the thing? What's our
I do.
sign or veto? There it is.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
want
okay.
to
So
like.
here's the question. So we have 2 sign or vetoes, which means that we assume that this bill came to us and we're either the governor or the president in this point. We don't know the special details of the circumstances. It's just, just a fun exercise. First one, make social safety net programs immune from government shutdown fights. Sign or veto?
Sign it.
Why?
Because now we are making our citizens pawns in a game that doesn't benefit anybody.
Fair enough. Sign or veto? Well, I think it kind of takes a... Boy, on the surface, I want to say I would sign it. But it's a very reactive, hypothetical bill. I like more proactive. Listen, I'm not a big fan of policy or bills to begin with, but you know what? If there was a different bill, or if we can add 3... Could we add 3 writers onto this?
Sure.
Onto this
you can do
one?
anything you want. It's made up.
Okay. Because what I'm concerned about is that if we do that, then okay. Well, then also let's make sure, or pay our military. Let's also make sure we pay our air traffic controllers. Let's also
Please.
make sure, next thing you know, is that really even a shutdown at that point? And there's a lot of reasons you have a shutdown, including some just political gamesmanship and a lot of things that go with that as well. A lot of virtuous reasons on both sides. They firmly believe where they are, etc. I don't want to get into that. But here are the 3 riders I'd want to put on in order for me to sign this. Because here's how the proactive way you can stop this. Mm-hmm. Number 1, the second you go into shutdown, all 535 congresspersons no longer receive a paycheck.
Yes.
2, they immediately lose their health insurance. And 3, they can't leave their offices or the Capitol. For any reason, obviously you can have exceptions, health reasons, etc. But you can't leave. So you get no money, no insurance, and you're stuck in your office. I don't care. Put those little police thing, the little ankle bracelets on them. They can go like 100 yards away from the building. Like you can't go anywhere. You're going to sleep in your office, and you're just going to have to figure this out. See, if you put that on it, I'd sign it. But honestly, the other one, I mean, just on its surface, I mean, I like the idea of it, and we probably should. But then it's what else, and then what's the point of this whole thing? It's all stupid. I did
actually have that thought process too. Like it's sort of a snowball at that point. Then.
Yeah. No, I'm not actually saying we should do that. But then again, wouldn't be a horrible idea. This is just a fun exercise. So if we add those 3 writers, I'd sign it.
You'd sign it. There's a Republican legislator, and I can see his face, but I can't tell you who it is, who is proposing that their pay stops, which I was really good. Yes, there's 2 bills he's proposing. One of them is that their pay stops. But also, like, I'm so sorry. That goes back to this, our main topic of the day is like our legislators don't care that they're hurting people until they get hurt. Like,
well, I don't think it's that they don't care.
But like that's what we're proposing, right? Is like if you're hurting other people, then we have to hurt you. Like if you take away their health care and make sure they can't leave and take away their pay. Like what we're acknowledging is that people won't do, quote unquote, do the right thing, whatever you think the right thing is, until they feel the pain individually.
And they can start seeing that in the elections, right? In voter booths. That's when they're going to start seeing that pain. Yeah, in theory anyway. All right, what's our second? We have 2 sign or vetoes. What's our second one?
Yes, I actually could have put this in unpopular opinion or sign or veto, but Governor Evers just signed, I think it was Act 42, where it all but bans cell phone use in schools.
Oh, the cell phone thing.
Yes. So what's your opinion on that?
So would I sign or veto that?
Yeah.
That specific one?
Yeah, it's about instructional time, I think is.
Yeah, again, I'm not a big fan of policy, and I'm definitely not a fan of government policy and anything that kind of. I'd probably veto it. I think I'd probably veto it. First of all, 90% of the schools already have a policy for this, so it already has a policy. So it's for the other 10%, and you're idiots for not having some kind of a policy already, but that's on you guys. But I don't want the government coming in any way. So I think people forget about the second part when you hear the I'm a fan of small government, you forget the second part of that, which is that it's because we want more control and power to the local areas, the communities, the city councils, the county boards, the school districts. So I don't like the government, in this case the state, coming in and saying what's good for Milwaukee is good for Siren or Spooner or Hayward. Really? Like, we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. So, I mean, I could probably get talked into signing it. I don't have that strong of an opinion about it.
Not by me.
I think schools should probably have a policy and whatever is best for that school. But I'm not a real big fan of the state coming in and telling them what to do. So I'd probably veto it.
Yeah, I would also veto it for, I think, different. Yeah, I mean, I can.
Why would you veto it?
I would veto it because it's sort of convoluted, but I don't understand. We have our cell phones on us every day, almost every moment of every day. Our schools need to teach our kids how to be responsible with that tool that they will have for the rest of their lives. So this all or nothing sort of situation is not teaching kids how to interact in the world with a cell phone. Kind of a big burger. Yeah, and also, that's how they could listen to what the teachers are. That's how they could listen to what the teachers are teaching too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Joseph says federal government was designed to protect the states. The states are supposed to govern themselves. That was lost long ago. It needs to be real.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have a hard time disagreeing with you on that.
Yeah,
I really am.
But yeah, I just don't think this cell phone ban, I don't think it's helpful. I talked to my middle school son about it, and he said that the only part of it that he cares about, and this is absolutely heartbreaking, is he wants to be able to call mom and dad if something bad happens.
Yeah, I know.
He said if there's a bucket in each classroom where you put your phone in the bucket, that's fine. But he wants to be able to grab that phone in case something terrible
this
happens.
is like the new version. So I'm a little older than you, but this was my opinion when calculators in school, when I was growing up, late 80s, early 90s, which was, I remember even going home and talking to dad and talking to my mom. And, you learn the basics of math. But then I was seeing you get in some classes where it's like, what the frick? I mean, when am I going to know the angle to be able to look at a building, look at the shadow, and tell you what time it is? When am I ever going to need to know this? Why can't we just use a calculator? I was like, well, no, because in life, you're not going to have a calculator. I'm like, pretty sure I'm going to be able to have a calculator anytime I want to have a calculator.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. Let me use a calculator, but they wouldn't. And I understand why. It's more joking, but it kind of feels like the same thing. I'm like, but just teach me how to use this and understand all of this. Because this is just what I'm walking into the world, is a world of calculators. And that was way before cell phones, where now we literally do have a calculator everywhere we go.
What's funny is my husband does spray foam insulation, and his notebook is full of like a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
we are using that, I guess. That's great.
All right, let's get to our unpopular opinions. We both have two unpopular opinions. I see I'm up first. There's just a blank next to it, so I had to come up with these like right before the show. Speaking of Obamacare, here's my unpopular opinion. We should change the name of Affordable Care Act to not really all that affordable, but it is what it is, Care Act. What are your thoughts?
I love it.
Okay. Because, I don't understand that. Like, this whole shutdown is because of the extension of the enhanced premium tax credits. And it's because people can't afford it. If you went off, I'm like, but it's called the Affordable Care Act. So does that just mean that it was not like I mean this sincerely, because I don't understand it. Is Obamacare actually not great? Because if we have to give more of these just to make it okay, maybe we could relook at this.
No, but I think the way I look at it is like it was a step, and now it's been over a decade, and we've been told that there are other plans coming, and there's new and different things, we haven't seen any of it. So we're forced to hobble along with something that doesn't serve anyone anymore.
Oh, fantastic. All right.
We
What is your?
basically, like with those subsidies, right? Like we're getting into universal healthcare territory.
Oh, well, we are actually starting to get pretty close to it. I mean, might as well just call for what it is. All right. What is one of your first of your two unpopular opinions?
I have just been floored lately, and I know there's a lot of different economic reasons for it, but why does my coffee cost more than my IPA? Like I'm not talking about Busch Light here. I'm talking about like a hazy IPA.
Bush.
Yeah, I do love a Busch Light.
Um.
Why does it shouldn't cost more?
How much is what kind of coffee are you drinking?
Well, I'll just get like a latte,
How much
and
is a
it's like
latte?
it's milk and coffee and sometimes some flavor, half vanilla, half caramel.
Oh, so you go out and buy coffee. You're one of those
Yeah,
rich people.
I am
Okay.
very blessed. I'm very blessed to be able to go
You
get a
should
cup
give
of
that
coffee.
money to the. You should give more money to
Damn
stuff.
straight. This is right. This is why. This is what
Wait. So
keeps me
how
up.
much? How much does a latte cost?
It's okay. So it's like it ends up being like 6.50.
Cheapers.
I believe that you can tip your way into heaven. So if I'm wrong and there's a heaven, I'm gonna get there and he's gonna be like, "You were a good
You
tipper."
are wrong. There is a heaven, but it has nothing to do with it. My, but
This is
you'd be a good Catholic. So you gotta
good
earn your
works.
way. That's
Sure.
right. Yeah.
Do good works. So then after a tip, it's usually like honestly, some days it's $10 because I recognize how lucky I am to be able to afford this cup of coffee. Maybe it's $8.
Creepers,
That's too much money.
creepers.
I can get an IPA for $4.50
Do you know
at the
why?
shop.
Do you know why it costs that much?
Why?
Because you keep buying it. They wouldn't charge that much if people stopped buying it.
No. Well,
Yeah.
yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'm not that naive, but the cost of coffee has gone up significantly, like the coffee beans themselves.
Or we just raise the price of IPA. Then you don't really have an argument now.
No idea. Okay, you're up.
All right, here's my my second of my two unpopular opinions. I am actually, and I've had a few people call me yesterday and ask me about this. What were my thoughts about Mamdani winning the New York City mayor's race? And I am actually very excited for his term as New York City mayor. Pretty sure that's going to be an unpopular opinion, but I'm
Tell
very
me why
excited.
you're excited.
It's great. Same reason in 2016 I was excited for Donald Trump winning the election. Nothing to do with if I liked him or not, or if I agreed with him or not. But that was the first president we were going to have that was elected that didn't have military experience or held political office, and he had a lot of baggage coming in, right? And okay, how's this going to play? Because this could have an impact long term, and I think we have seen that in the
Oh
sense
yes.
that it used to be, I think, especially for like Congress or maybe even state senate, you kind of have to be prepared for this. You kind of have to start planning for this, even when you're younger-ish, right? Certain stepping stones. Now, like people are just running for these offices where I don't think they would have run for these offices 15 years ago because they didn't feel that they were qualified. So, but it was just going to change everything. So, obviously, with Mamdani being not a social Democrat, social democracy, that's like more Bernie Sanders, where it's very heavy on welfare, but also like reform capitalism. But Democrat socialism or democratic socialism is different. That is, we need to abolish capitalism.
No.
100% it is.
No.
You may want to look that one up.
Abolish
Oh yeah,
capitalism.
well, yeah.
No.
That's
It's
democratic socialism, not social democracy. Democrat. Okay, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That was
I
everything that
think
I know
there's
about that.
the
Democratic
public.
socialist is that.
All right. Okay. We'll do some research. I encourage
Okay.
everyone to do some research.
Yeah, but either way, my point is, I'm excited because could go really, really well,
Mhm.
and it could be an absolute dumpster fire. Either way, it's progress because now we know.
Yeah.
Because there is a Democrat socialist side right now that is growing. This socialism, it is a growing. I don't know what the word is. View from a lot of people of maybe this isn't a horrible idea. That is growing in our country.
Well, if
So
you
let's
think
see if
about
this thing works out. And if it does, great. And if it doesn't, okay, now we know didn't work. Or
Yeah.
maybe there's something in the middle, which is usually how it goes. There's something in the middle. But either way, I'm excited for it. Mainly, I'm excited because it's not in Wisconsin.
well, it could be.
Coming soon.
Um, I would say I agree with that. And I'm actually kind of excited to see this as an experiment as well, to like these more like leftist ideas, to see how that actually pans out, because like for so long you're just told like it's the boogeyman, right? It's terrible, and anything with the word socialism is, or social anything like that is wrong and going to be the death of America. Well, I guess we're going to find out, right? We'll
Yeah.
have
Okay. By the way, so I just went on
some.
Brave, just a web browser, and using AI, and I put it. What is a Democrat socialist? Democrat socialism is a political ideology that advocates for a democratically run, decentralized socialist economy and the replacement of capitalism with a system where the means of production are collectively owned and controlled. Yeah, just saying. I think I'm right on that one.
I think that our AI bots are telling us different things, which
Oh
is
my!
alarming.
What? All
Yes.
right. Well, you never know. We'll have to, I don't know
All
who's
right,
an expert in this field, but someone needs to tell us.
I know. My last unpopular opinion is that there is an upcoming economic blackout. Um,
What is that?
so it's just like a collective sort of decision for people not to spend money. So economic blackout is to show their power of purchasing and how that can affect the economy.
Wait, so what?
Yeah, so there's this big economic blackout thing. I think it's put on by the same, or it's like being, supported and communicated through the same folks who do the No Kings protests. And it's after Thanksgiving for like a week, where you are not to spend money. If you spend money, it's supposed to be at local, mom and pop shops and not like the big box stores. And that is supposed to just remind the big players in our politics, which are so often those big corporations, that we have power, and it's in our purchasing, and I think that has more potential to move the needle away from some of this current administration's policies than the No Kings protests. And I love a protest.
You do love a good protest. And
I
a
do.
latte for $6.50 or $10.
Protests and lattes.
Protest.
What a privileged little
Yeah.
jerk I am.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's good. But yeah, that's my last unpopular opinion.
All right. That was great. So what do you recommend people to doing that are in their communities to help out for individuals that are because of SNAP right now?
Yeah, I think we just have to, if you can donate to your food pantries and your food banks, please do. Check on your neighbors. Be there for the people who need it. I know people are doing some of those little free pantries. I've got friends who are putting on kind of like soup kitchen stuff. We've got, in Spooner, the Round Man Brewing is doing their annual like Thanksgiving meal.
See, another thing. We see this all the time
Yep.
in our rural communities
Yep.
of people
Absolutely
helping other
incredible.
people.
Yep. So just keep an eye on your neighbor.
All right. But not Chris Fitzgerald.
Actually, keep an extra eye on Chris Fitzgerald.
Yeah, he's up to something.
I
never
saw him
knew what he
wearing
was doing.
I saw him wearing like a vest, like a sweater
Yeah.
vest kind of thing yesterday, and he's come a long way from the sheriff's department.
And he's making big bucks. He should be giving a whole bunch of money to the food pantries. I tell you, that guy's making bank.
I'm sure he is. Thanks, Ben.
Awesome. Well, thank you so very much. Yeah, we'll do it again next month.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be here.
Okay. And hopefully we won't have as many technical issues next month. For Emily Gall, I'm Ben Dryden, and you've been watching That's Debatable with Ben and Emily. Emily and I will be back next month for another exciting episode of That's Debatable on Thursday, December 4th, as we do these shows on the first Thursday of each month. And I will see all of you on next Tuesday, November 11th at 8:30 a.m. when I'll be joined by candidate for Wisconsin's Lieutenant Governor, Will Martin. So until then, thank you for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.